for to everyone who have this time for together with us. I believe this is the first time we are having our general meeting as a team. We have been having one-on-one meetings or group or certain people where group like the team that I work with, we have meetings or like different teams. But this is our first time to be all together as AGHF board team that have been working behind the scene. And I'm really thankful to each and every one of you for the work that you have done so far from the day one we launched this organization. I remember December 2018, at the hotel there, it was packed. It was beautiful. It was, yeah, I remember vividly how it was, and and to date, where we are, just thankful to God for the effort and the courage and the love, the caring that you have shown me, and we have shown these children that we have been supporting. And it was, I couldn't do this by myself, but because you stood together with me, you stood together with every activities that we have been having for this almost a year and a half or 2 years. It has been great. So thank you so much. So I would like to, for us to introduce ourselves, since this is the first time for everyone to at least know one another. I think it's, at least I know everyone, but not everyone know everyone. So I would like to, for us to say our names and then where we live, and then I think that'll be enough. And maybe one thing fun or funny that you like to do. So myself, I'm Grace Faraja Kundabantu, and I'm the founder of the African Gaza Foundation. As you know, I have been, this foundation has been dear to me, passionate to me, and I know for sure by God's grace, the vision and mission of this organization will go forward and bigger together, all over together with us. So I'd like to, for Dr. Samuel. Dr. Samuel is our chair board member, and I don't want to speak for him, but I would love for him to introduce himself.
Hey, hi everyone. I hope you guys are all well. Forgive me for my facial look. I've not slept. I've been on a meeting in Geneva for the last 4 hours, so I've not catch any sleep at all since last night. But like Grace said, my name is Samuel Jacob Sabi, and I just love the work that Grace is doing and the rest of the team. And so I am just excited that all of us have get together so we can help humanity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And our sister Diane Rubins.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Diana Rubin, and I live in Banner Rock, North Carolina, or in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I go between both. My funny little story is how I met Grace. I was Christmas shopping in 2018, and I literally just about bumped into her little table in Belk store where she was doing some kind of charity fundraising for her organization. And we just fell in love. It was an instant thing, like, oh my goodness, this is this beautiful spirit, this amazing person. And we just started talking, found out we had a whole lot in common. She was from Kinshasa, and my niece's name is Kinshasa because my brother-in-law was a exchange student in the Congo. So we had that little thing in common. And anyway, that's who I am. And from then, Grace and I have been very good friends, and I'm here to help and support her in any way that I can. Grace disappeared off my screen. I don't know if she's still there.
I'm sure I think she lost connection. I'm sure she'll connect back.
Oh, can you hear me?
Okay,
Yes.
now we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Michael Cardi, go on.
Hi, it seemed fitting to put a background of Florida on behind me because that's where I'm at temporarily. We're down in Jacksonville, Florida. Today, we live up in Boone, North Carolina, most of the time. Something interesting about myself. Well, I'm very thankful I'm down in Florida today because my dear brother Edgar and Gracie and Nick and Rachel are each enjoying a hard frost last night. And I understand it was even snowing a couple 100 feet higher. So I am suffering for Jesus down here in Florida. It's about 70 degrees on a cold day. So
There's snow on my deck.
So, way of background, I work with Operation Christmas Child. I'm responsible for continuing to drive our initiative to reach unreached people groups and to see churches planted amongst them through our strategic partners.
Thank you, Michael. And we have Nick with us.
Hi, yeah. So my name is Nick Woods. I live up here in Boone. I work with Grace and Michael and formerly Rachel. I mean, technically still Rachel too, I suppose. What's a fun fact about me? I don't get to do it anymore, but a thing that I enjoy when I'm able is blacksmithing.
Nice. We have Edgar Straub with us. Welcome, Edgar.
Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. Well, it's glad to see all your faces. We are definitely excited to see what Grace and what the Lord is doing through her. As you know, she's a firecracker. She is networker, and God's ability to gift her through that and to see this ministry flourish, this foundation flourish. We're excited to be partners with her in this ministry and support her in prayer and encouragement and just God's wisdom on all of you. Fun fact, I guess, my wife and I have a daily communication struggle between the best coffee in the world, and half of the time she wins and half of the time I win, because Guatemalan coffee and Colombian coffee are very delicious. So, you know, something that, although I've been to Kenya and I love the Kenyan coffee, but my Kenyan brothers, you know, they do a darker roast out there. So, but they have good mangoes.
That's true.
I'm down with the mangoes. I love mangoes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Edgar. Good to see you. We have Pat.
Thank you, Grace.
Patricia. I always confuse her with Pam, so it's Patricia Hathaway.
Yes, I'm Pam and Pat both. But I answer to either one because I already know Grace. I met Grace at church a few years ago, and I just took a really good liking to her and her what she supports. Being an educator and working with low-income families, I kind of got the gist of where she was coming from and where she wanted to go. And I've just been with her ever since. And to me, she's like a daughter to me. She's become one of my very, very bestest friends.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pat. Good to hear from you. And yeah, thank you so much. Well, we have Mucho Guillaume from Kenya. I don't know if he can hear us, but I hope he's
Yes,
hearing us.
I can
Guillaume
hear
is a Kenyan. Kenya he represents AGHF in Kenya, and there have been, yeah, we'll hear from him in a few minutes. But I would like you to introduce yourself. Yes.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Guillaume Daniel, as Grace has just said. I'm very, very delighted to be part of the meeting today. You'll receive my apologies for I was a little late for the meeting. I don't know, I think you're talking about some, part of the introduction is a fun fact about everybody.
Yes.
Yes. I'm currently in Nairobi. I live in Nairobi. I've been in Kenya for very many years. I'm a Congolese national originally, but I live in Kenya for very many years, and very, very glad to be here. I've been with AGHF from the moment Grace came and started the work here in Kenya, and I'm very, very pleased to be with you guys at the moment. One thing about me is that I've been serving in ministry for a couple of years now, and mostly serving in singing ministry. I love singing. I love serving the Lord in church and all that. And I'm very, very pleased to be with you guys today. Thank you.
And the fun fact about Guillaume is my little baby boy. He's our last born in our family. Yes. So, but I'm thankful for the skills he has and what he has been doing in AGHF to uplift the organization there in Kenya, together with the team that they work together. I don't know if let me see, Rachel.
I'm here. My name is Rachel Devine, and I live in Boone. And I used to work with Grace, but moved to a different department of our organization. But a fun fact is I really enjoy playing music. My favorite instrument's the electric bass, actually. But I don't play it that much because it doesn't really sound the greatest by itself. So.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Rachel. Yeah, I've sung with Rachel a couple of times.
Yeah, I always enjoy getting to sing with Grace.
Yes, so Ben, I don't know, Ben, if you can hear us. Okay, yeah, thank you, Ben. You're on mute. Okay, yes.
Yeah, my name is Ben Karomo. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I was introduced to Grace back in the 80s. I think I'm only one of the people who've been with Grace for a while here in this group. Yeah, in the 80s and in Congo. And we met again in Rwanda, Burundi, and Kenya as well. And now I met her here again in the United States. So it's just amazing. It's been a long road. One thing, fun fact about me, I'm a good eater. I can eat anything and anything, and I'm not allergic to anything at all. Sometimes I wonder what my body is made of. About me. Yeah, but
Hey Ben, before you go now, have you been to Buenos Aires in Argentina?
No.
Okay, so I understand. That's why you can eat anything. Because I went there and they gave me alligator, and man, it's yummy.
Oh,
man. But
yeah. Thank you so much. I don't know if I've left anyone. Is Pam there already? Pam? I don't know if she has been able to. She was having hard time to connect, but maybe hopefully she'll join us soon. But thank you so much. And this is the team. This is who we are. The team that has been working behind the scene. And I'm so joyful to see us together today and just to know one another. I've been planning for this for for a couple times now, but thank you everyone for your time. So I'm trying to make sure that we don't take too much time and not go beyond our time as planned. Let's go on with our agenda today. Our agenda today is the big agenda today is just the orientation for this team, for this team that has been working behind the scene, is that to know one another and to see at least our faces. Although some of us we work together, but I don't work with everyone, and some of the you we meet just when we have events or planning events. But it is really my joy for all of us to now see all of us, all the part that have been working behind the scene. Go next page, Dr. Samuel. Yes, we have shared our mission from day one when we met, and my heart. Our mission is to empower education of girls and to give access to as many girls as possible. And these girls who have not been really given an opportunity to go to school, and the most vulnerable ones who are orphans by war, and girls who have been left by their parents because of financial crisis or other situation in their household. We have those kind of girls that we have been supporting. So as of today, education of girls in Africa is still low. It's still low until now. Although there are some percentage that have gone up, but we are still beyond. Girls' education is still beyond. Why? Because many African countries, until today, we are still practicing and pushing girls to the traditional practices. And and families, because of that, they don't really give opportunity to girls. So our mission and the vision is to empower education of girls and to have as many girls as possible to have access, because we believe in the power of education, that through education, these girls will become great women who will benefit their nations, their countries, and their families, and their own families. I'll give a small example of myself, is that in my household, or let me say from my own family, is that our mothers never had a chance to go to school, though they were pushed to get married at a younger age, like 14 years old. So those young women, they don't have other things to do other than just being the housekeepers of the homes and give babies. So nothing else that they expect to bring as an income to their families. No, they have to wait for their husband to do everything to bring. So their hope is in their husbands. But when the war broke down in Congo, in different countries of Africa, these women become widows, and then they become desperate, and they don't know how to go forward with their children. So this is the few of the things that we have been dealing with women and young women who get married, who have been pushed to get married as soon at a younger age. So we are hoping through Girls Hope, African Girls Hope, we can educate more girls who will benefit their family and who will be great women who can support their own families and their own communities. And we have been doing that together since we started this organization. Let me share with you a small video. Dr. Samuel, can you put it up for us?
1 second, it will be up in a minute.
Thank you.
Okay.
My name is Dr. Grace Faraja Kundabantu, and I'm the founder and CEO of African Girls Youth Foundation. African Girls Youth Foundation exists to bring change by supplying girls with free education. Our mission is to provide education to as to many girls as possible. For we believe that by educating these girls, education will not only benefit them, but it also benefits their nations, their communities, and their families.
I am Sandrine Herrera. I am in class 8. I come from a family of 9 members from DRC Congo. That is my parents and 7 siblings. We are 5 girls and 2 boys. I'd like to appreciate the African Girls of Hope Foundation for the support you have given me. You have paid my fees and my hopes of a brighter future is guaranteed. I'm confident that my goals of becoming a doctor will one day come true.
Many of our girls are orphaned by war. These are the girls that have gone through different atrocities, different wars, and different circumstances in their lives.
One from I'm in class. I'm from a family of 8 members, 6 girls and 2 parents. My hometown is in Roma, one of the most remote areas in the country. I was taken by my aunt who took me when I was young, and she came to live with me in Nairobi at her place to support me because my parents were having challenges in paying fees. Most of the time I wasn't paying the cost of fees. When I grow up, I would like to be a journalist. I appreciate African Girls Youth Foundation for the support, and I promise to work extra hard as a way of showing my appreciation and add good results. Thank you very much, and may God bless you and bless the work of your heart as you continue helping girls to achieve their goals and pursue their dreams.
These girls have gone through a lot of difficulties, but as an organization, we believe that we can bring hope and bring smiles back to their faces. Join us, support us, and let's help the most vulnerable in our community. God bless you.
These girls need our help. We need to support as many girls as possible. That's our mission. But we can do it by ourselves. We need your help. We need to stand together and give hope to these girls. Let's stand together as we transform the lives of these vulnerable girls and young women who are the future generation of our nations.
All righty, that's it.
Beautiful.
All right, great. So that ends it, and then we'll go back to our original slide.
Can you go back to the original slide?
Yes, I'm doing that right now.
Yeah, from that video, those are the kids, the children from the Nairobi team. And thank you, Guillaume, Mucho, Daniel, for putting together that. We appreciate the work that you have done with the kids in Nairobi. And Guillaume, can you hear us?
Yes, we're together.
Yeah, in 2 minutes, can you share with the team just a few of the things that you have already done together with your team in Nairobi?
Yes, thank you very much, Grace. As I said, it's an honor to be with you guys today. The team in Nairobi, there's currently a number of 8 volunteers in Nairobi. Hello? Yes.
Yes, yeah, we can hear you.
All right. There's currently a number of 8 volunteers in the team of Nairobi. Presently, we started working last year. in the 4 months of last year. I believe it was in October. Presently, we have 23 girls that AGHF is supporting, 23 girls from 21 families that we recruited into the programs of AGHF. That means they are the girls that are being supported presently in Nairobi from vulnerable families, that is families of, most of the kids are orphans and others are from single parent homes. So we tried to because there's a very huge community of refugees and also locals, Kenyan locals, and some of the people that we're working together presently at the moment, they have served in the community, and some of us, like myself, we are very involved in community work and in the community, in the society, in the refugee community, both refugee community and the local community. And we were initially aware of the families, of many families that are in need of such assistance. Like part of the families that are being assisted right now, we have a couple that there are girls that had not been in school for a couple of trimesters because of lack of funding. So they are the kind of people that we recruited for the program. There are 23 girls at the moment from 21 families. And we have held 3 activities so far. As AGHF Kenya, we have had 3 activities. One, we had it in December, early December. The other one was in the beginning of January. And we just had another one yesterday, actually the day before yesterday. That was on the 7th of this month. So the first and the second activity were, the first one was just an orientation of the kids into the programs, where we got to discuss, to talk with the kids and get to understand how their families are, how everybody is, and try to put together, to compile together information concerning the kids. And we had fun activities where we played and just to get to socialize with the kids. And the second activity, we had a couple of mentors and who came and talked to the kids and empowered the kids and encouraged the kids. We are very grateful for the support that is coming and the empowerment programs coming from you guys. And the third activity was 2 days ago on the 7th, where, as you well know, we had, as AGHF had acquired the funding to support the people being affected by the COVID-19, the families being affected by the COVID-19 presently. There are many families that were in lack of the basic need for survival, that is food in Africa. As some of you might know very well, there is initially there was a high shortage and of basic needs for survival. People in Africa, in Kenya, there are many who really had a hard time surviving. And so after this issue of coronavirus, there are many who were really going through difficult times, and most of them, actually, probably all of them, the families, the 23 families from of which we are supporting presently, they really had a hard time. So we were able to give food to the different families. That is the 21 families of from which the kids are coming from, and added an extra an extra 51 amongst the families that we initially helped as AGHF. So in total, we gave food to a number of 72 families. That is on the 7th of this month. We gave food to 72 families. The activity was a very successful. It was a very good process, and we had the support of the church, local church. We had with us, we had community elders who were present during the activity. We also had some government delegates that were available. That is the local the local law enforcers. They had sent some delegates to come and be with us and just to observe the process as it went on. And they were very, very, very much grateful for the work that was done, and as well as the church, as well as the community elders. And they sent us also to just get back to the people that helped in funding of the project, to just say thank you and appreciate them and commend them for the great work that they have done. So basically, that is what we have been doing in Kenya, and we're looking forward to doing more with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Guillaume, Daniel, for a great report. We are so thankful for your service, your support, and what you have been doing with the team. And please, when you meet with your team, please give them our thankfulness for what you guys have been doing. And we do really appreciate each and every one of you there for the work you have been doing already. Thank you so much. Let's go on, and let me have next page, Dr. Samuel. Yeah, this is our team as our board, our team members, board of directors, and board of advisors. So we have Dr. Samuel, myself, Michael Cuddy, Diane Rubin, Pamela, Edgar, Nick, and Benjamin. I think I left out his name. Let's go to next page. And in the same page here, we have our management team. So this team has been working every single time that in our daily basis, whenever we have activities. This is the team that have been going on with so much work. So I think I'm missing someone here. Dr. Samuel, Rachel, I can see her name. Yeah, Rachel. Mm-hmm. Yes. So this is the management team that have been doing the work of all the time activities. And I just want to say a specific thank to everyone, because many times I will call, oh, I need this help, especially Rachel. I just want to say thank you for...
Oh, it's no problem. I am always
for your
here.
support. Yeah, thank you so much, Patricia, Diane, and Pam, for all those calls all the time that I've been calling all the time. I really appreciate for your time, and everybody in the team, in the board of directors. Actually, I don't have any block. Like, I'm so open to everyone that I can reach out to you and ask anything, and you always, everyone, you always hear my heart and support as you can. Thank you so much. Let's go next. We have shared about our vision and mission, and I think by now we all understand what we stand for and what our heart is after. And I know for sure that all of us, we are able to even share with anyone about African Girls World Foundation. I want Dr. Samuel, if you can chip in briefly on this part of our objectives and goals.
Sure. So primarily as an organization, I must say that within the short period of time, I think we've done fantastically well. If you're listening attentively to the report that Guillaume presented, it clearly shows that we've done a lot. We are a very small organization, but our collective effort has helped, alleviate challenges that girls are going through. And so the objective of this particular training is to equip each and every one of us. For instance, it is expected that whether you are a board member, whether you are a board of advisory, whether you are a staff, whether you are an associate, whether you are just a fan of Grace, and my own good friend Guillaume that I just met today. I just love your presentation. That's why I'm mentioning your name again. Every one of us must have a sense of understanding of what the mission and the vision is, because the vision and the mission of every organization is the driver of the entity. You ought to be passionate about something in order to give it life. And I believe because most of us, almost all of us here are believers, the fact is, like Christ, Christ have that passion for humanity. That is why he could even sacrifice himself for our sins. So in that same context, each and every one of us on the platform need to develop that understanding of the mission and the vision. And also for us to have a better understanding of how the organization is structured. So we know the organization is structured according to the charter. You have a fiduciary board of directors, board of advisories, management staff, staff management, and then you get to know the reporting system, because it's an organization, and as an organization, we should have a chain of, we know Grace is the executive director, but if something that we need to discuss with Pat, we don't have to talk to Grace about it. If we have to talk to Pam about it, let's talk to Pam about it, or not Grace. And then they also have a way to report back to Grace. So then we have a system where communication flows effectively. Because sometimes if you're not careful, communication is buried in the middle of our conversations, and we end up only just having a direct communication with the executive director, and most of the people are sidelined. It may not be intentional, but it's possible. I've seen that in many times. So that sense of ownership is very, very important for each and every one of us. And of course, empowerment. I strongly believe that every member of our team should be empowered to build enough capacity to lead. Leading doesn't come easy. Capacity must be given to lead. How? By providing trainings, specific trainings, tailoring and helping each and every one of us to be equipped and to become strong. So Grace, I hand over back to you.
Thank you. Next page. Thank you so much, Dr. Samuel, for clarifying and helping us understand well on this part. So I'd like to share briefly about where we are. Kudos to everyone. So far we have 58 girls who have been sponsored. And this gives us 48% of our goal for the year 2019-2020. We have girls that have received uniforms and T-shirts and school materials. In Nairobi, they have done mentorship programs, social networking with the girls, and also in Nairobi, they have also done the food provision project for 72 families. And this is a result of the contribution of everyone, all of us on this platform. Sincerely, these numbers represent all of us, the effort of every one of us, because not one person could have done this. So thank you so much for what we have done so far. And what we need currently, go on, Dr. Samuel. And everyone will receive a copy, will share a copy of this PowerPoint so that at least you have it with you in your emails. So we'll share afterwards this copy. So what is ahead of us is that for this year, we are still, our goal was to sponsor 120 girls. So we have 62 girls that are still on a waiting. So that takes us to 52% of our goal that we need to work hard for this year. And again, it's an effort of every person, all of us here, with the word of word of sharing and inviting friends and all that. Let me give an example of one person that I've seen the result of this of sharing about AGHF, and this is Diane Rubins. Diane Rubins, every friend that she has, close friend, she always tell her, okay, you're my friend, I need you to sponsor one girl. That's an example from what Diana has been doing. And she has connected to AGHF 3 people from her connection, her friends, her close friends, have been sponsoring like 2 girls. And I just want to give that example of how all of us, we can be able to bring many support through our direct connection, because myself or Michael Cardi's friends may not have access to Michael Cardi's friends, but Michael Cardi can have access to his friends, and he has a language to share, to talk with his friends. Or let me say, for example, Nick, the same thing. He has access to his friends, or Edgar. So with our friends, our connections, I believe that with this number that is remaining, we can all together stretch the network, and for us to get to this goal. And I'm really thankful to that all of us, as if we put together this strategy of sharing about what AGHF is about and bringing in our close friends, I think we will be reaching our goals every year. And there's something that also I want to share in this part of the school, of the stuff that girls need. Of course, the school fees and computer books is school material. These are type of the material that are included in the support of the when a sponsor give sponsorship to girls, but it does not include some of these, like computers or the library materials. These are too expensive, not very expensive, but they are not included in the tuition. So, but our hope is that if we get more support, we can be able to support many girls with these other needs that they're still pending. So again, yeah, we have a lot to do and to work on, so that these girls that we are supporting do not only go to school, but also have access to all the material that they need. Next.
So before you go, Ness, I want to say quickly, just in case you see me putting my head down, I'm a note taker, so I was taking notes, just FYI. So out of respect for all of you, I take notes a lot so that I can discuss that afterwards with Grace. But Grace, one of the points that I noted here was you were speaking, and if it is possible, since Diane has done a fantastic job by network referral, by getting all her friends and families to support, why don't we just give maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute to Diane to share the best practices with us, because I mean, I don't think anybody can speak better than her. So maybe Diane, if it's okay with you, you can give us the best practices as to how we can approach others so we can reach more people.
Okay, I'll be happy to do that. Well, basically, you know, with my friends, and I'm sure everybody has that same situation, you know a little bit about their finances, you know what their life is like. And I know that certain friends that I have, maybe they're not contributing, but they would in some way. Maybe their life is busy. And so my strategy has been just to approach them and say, I know you're busy and you're involved in so many things, and maybe you can't give up time, but maybe you could give up help financially to support one of these children. And I have found that when I approach that, in that manner, almost anyone that I've asked that could do it have not only said, okay, I'll do one child, but I've even had several people say, okay, I'll do 2 children. And so I have taken the strategy so far to do it in person, because I wanted the opportunity to tell them what the foundation is about. Hopefully they can get their friends to sponsor, because that would be the way to go. Like if every person I sponsored got one more person sponsored another child, got one of their friends to sponsor a child, then we could have this going out into the environment and finding people who are able to and willing to that will do this. So far, my strategy has been to do it in person, and of course, with the COVID virus, that has kind of cut that short a little bit. So I am going to approach it now in writing. I told Grace I was going to just write a really nice letter, personal letter to various friends that a lot of my friends are in different states. We're not always just very close to each other. So there's been a time lag sometimes in seeing one of my friends, having some coffee or tea together and telling them about what I've become involved with. And they're always excited, and I get a sponsorship. So, but now I'm gonna do some in writing. So really I don't think I do anything particularly special. I just talk to my friends and just say to them, you have a good heart, you want to help the world. Here's a way that we can help the girl. And especially I've approached women, but I do have some professional people who are men that I plan to approach, and that I have kind of put it out there. I plant the seed for a few weeks first, and then I try to meet with them and tell them about what it is. So I didn't tell Grace this yet, but I have someone, I have a chiropractor that I told about it, and I'm just waiting to be able to go see him. I'm pretty sure that he will sponsor a child. So that's what I do.
Great. Thank you so much. Grace, over to you.
Thank you so much, Diane, for doing that and for sharing with us. It's a great strategy, and I think it can help all of us to bring to get to our goals. And I hope that everyone has strategies on how they can speak to their friends and their network, so that we at least do it. Someone has a question?
No, also Grace, I just wanted to say one last thing that I didn't say that I think is beneficial. I do not I approach someone with the expectation that they're going to do it. And I'm very like upfront, and like, I speak to them like, I know you're going to be so excited about this and you're going to want to participate. And I go from that approach. I do not approach it in a timid way. And there are times when I even say, listen, I know you can do this, and maybe you don't think about it, but here it is, you're going to do it. And then they'll laugh, and then they'll listen, and then, so I use a very direct approach.
Thank you so much, Diane. And I think we can also learn from that. And I know even others in the team, we may have other ways to do it, but any way that you can do it and you can be able to reach out, it's great. It's great, and we do really appreciate and in advance for everyone, that all of us, that we are going to stand up and learn from that and also share with others. So financial, so this is one of the biggest portion that drive all the activities that we have every year. And I'm almost done for my part. But the expected amount goes per year. This 85,000 include the school tuition for 120 girls, and all the management or expenses towards the organization through the year. This is our big number. Although we have not yet reached this number since we have started, but I know one day we'll reach there, and maybe, who knows, by God's grace. So this is our goal. And we have tried our best to raise 16,800, but we have not yet reached our goal even for this year. So we still have a lot of work to do to reach our goal, as we have already mentioned and shared a few minutes ago. So we need some fundraising strategies for us to learn. And I know Michael Cuddy can share in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because I know he has the skills on that portion. Michael Cuddy, can you help us?
In which way?
Fundraising strategies. Do you have something to share with us just in 2 minutes?
Well, you know, we're in an unusual time right now, right, with the virus and with where I think the challenge is finding those that are passionate and willing to give sacrificially, even in times such as these.
Yeah.
You've worked this down to a point where we know that for an individual child, $25 a month is sufficient. And Grace, you've done a good job of starting to collect pictures so that we can match a name with the child that we're being supported. I think moving along in those lines, being able to attach a face and a place and the child with $25 a month, that's a lot for people that are going through unemployment at the moment. But then again, if they're passionate about it, then it's not much at all. I think it's a matter of how can we reach out. I think, Diana, what you've done, and I think what others have done in terms of the presentations at the events, just keeping it down at a face and an easy amount to contribute. You know, that's 5 Starbucks coffees a month, you know, or something along those lines. We need to keep it simple at the very moment. It'd be great to see foundations chip in and things like that, but I really think this is going to be driven by individual donors to 1 or 2 children and having a face and a place attached to that donation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you so much, Michael. And I know for sure Patricia, she has shared with us, with a few of us in different events, her strategy of raising funds too, of fundraising. Patricia, can you share with us in 2 minutes too?
Okay. Right now, Grace, the company that I'm working for, for me, because I work there, anything I give this month, they will match 2 to 1. So I'm looking right now at myself to see what I can put out to get that to be increased. So if I give $2, they give 4. So wow. I'm looking into that right now. That's just something that I read on an email yesterday. Also, I'm looking at something else with my corporation, is they do BAP, volunteer. So anybody that knows anybody that works at Walmart, they have a BAP program calling Volunteering Always Pays. For every 25 hours that person volunteers, if you submit, if we can get them to submit this foundation, they will give the foundation $250.
Wow.
For 25 hours. For 50 hours, they can get 500. You can get 500, but they have to submit into it. So that's another thing I'm looking into for myself. But I do really think that we need to look at applying for a grant with Walmart, because Walmart will give money for food and other resources, and there are different types of grants that you have to apply for. I think we need to look at that really, really good, and some other corporations that give grants. And let's look at what we have to do as far as getting these grants started.
Okay. Nice. Thank you so much, Patricia. Yeah, those are good strategy too, especially if if anyone is connected to an organization or a company that can match those kind of grant, it's really helpful. And I believe, yeah, it is possible. It is possible that we just need to like make it, apply those strategies so that we can go out there and use the opportunity that other organizations are using. Thank you so much, Pat, for sharing. And when you get details on those information about matching grant, I think we can sit down and see how we can apply for that, so that at least we are not losing that opportunity for us to, yeah.
Yeah, Grace, I have
yes.
one quick contribution. My suggestion will, when I look at the expected amount to be raised, now little monies is great, but I think that maybe a committee can be set up to come out with a grant proposal. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because there are a lot of money out there this year in particular. See, it depends on the lens you are wearing. Even though the COVID-19 may have caused a lot of, disorganizations among institutions, the good side of it is that all the monies allocated to do in-person meetings have all been, has not been used. They are all sitting there, meaning that large corporations and institutions needs to make a lot of donations before the year ends. Otherwise, they are going to have a huge tax problem. And so for that reason, institutions are going to give out money. Maybe we should come out with a team that will, not right now, but we should think in the near future of a team that will work on a project. So we can write a project proposal specifically for maybe empowerment, training for girls and all that. Once we are able to come out with a very good grant proposal, then we will be able to get like those 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, so that to complement our efforts, so that on our end, if we are able to get $30, $20, $50, and we add the 10,000 and the 20,000 from these institutions, our work is cut out for us. So I think it's an idea that I think we should think about, and even if we have to fall on MBA students who would like to volunteer to write grants, hey, do it. I do it all the time. Sometimes I just check with MBA students and say, hey, who is writing a dissertation, or not a dissertation, maybe a thesis on grant writing? My organization is there. If you want to use my organization as a case study to write a proposal for us. And I've gotten a lot of leads on that. So it's an idea that I think we should consider for the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samuel, for sharing great strategies to use for writing grants. So we will need all that. I think, as you mentioned, we can have a team to be dealing with this portion, especially with the financial and writing grant and reaching out. So we will come up with a strategy to make sure that we have all those suggestions that we have discussed together today, and see how we can go forward with it for us to reach our goals. Any question on this part, or any suggestions from anyone, or any ideas? Yes,
I have a question, Grace. How do you factor into the actual amount of raise, I assume, would be on the monthly payments, what you have received up until now, but those are commitments for the rest of the year as well. So I know that factors in the amount of students that are supported, correct?
Yes, absolutely. That's part of the monthly support for everyone who had been doing monthly support.
Yeah, I was just wondering if maybe also, not as part of the actual amount raised, because it hasn't actually been raised, but also the projected amount, the commitments that you have for monies to come in would be just something that we could also look at so that we kind of know to predict the future a little bit on that end of it. I just wondered.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we are going to do is that, and then we have been having some issues also with the monthly support. We have people who support, like, some of the people have been supporting 2 girls or 4 girls or 1 girl. And when the term ends, it ends. So that girl has to, we have to look again for ways to have the girl to stay in school. So yeah, so it has been like a circle. But again, when someone agreed to support only 1 year and it's end like that, and we don't want to lose that girl and move them from the program.
Okay.
Any other
work with you
question?
on that, Grace.
Oh, you say what?
I said I'll work with you on that to
Thank
help
you.
collect that money in, or if something goes a little awry,
Yes.
because they do sometimes. Like we just had a hiccup with one of my guys, and it was something she wasn't even aware of. So I'll work with you to see if we can't get that money once somebody's committed to it, to get them to continue with that.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Diane. Thank you. Thank you. I do really appreciate. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else before we move on? Next. That was briefly about what I wanted to share from with us today, and we have a part 2, but I see our time is like 11. But I don't know if you can give us 20 minutes by the grace. Can you give us 20 minutes? Sorry that we have gone to, but this is the first time we are having our meeting, but 1 hour, I think it was too short for us to plan for this. If you can give us 20 minutes, Dr. Samuel has, he's going to go on part 2 and to share with us what he has prepared on his table.
Hey, Grace, I was thinking that, out of respect for everyone who have been here, maybe we can find another time and do the training, or we can send the notes for everyone to have it, because I wanted to make sure that we keep the time so that in future when we need the team, we will be able to work with the team. It's one of the reasons why Pat loves me so much, because I like to keep the European and American standard time.
I see, Pat.
So I think that it's just a capacity building training, and so I don't have to present it. It's a training that everybody would love. It's self-confidence and leadership training. But I will send this material out. We can review it. The next time we meet again, we can go through that quickly. It's about 20-25 minute presentation, and then we will be able to move forward with our subsequent meeting. So I think that would be my best of suggestion.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samuel, for understanding, and I really apologize for taking our hour on part 1.
It's okay, we know you are talkative.
Yes, so but thank you. I know for sure with this second training, it will give us another opportunity to meet soon. So by saying that, I know we have, what month are we? We're in May. Can I suggest if we can meet up after 2 months? Or is it too far? What would you suggest?
Well, I think that maybe we should, like we were able to put ourselves together to get this, let's not make a decision now. We can always reach the team to see what works for each other. I would think that trainings, at this point we are quarantined, so most of us are home. So whenever the opportunity is, we can agree to meet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll send a message and check with everyone with your time availability. And after we get all the available time set up, and then we will plan for the next session. But thank you so much, everyone, for your time. And I know for sure that this will help us to, at least has given us also an open mind of what we have been doing. Thank you, Daniel, Guillaume, Mucho from Kenya. Please pass our love to your team. And thank you, Dr. Samo. Thank you, Diane, Patricia, Pam, Nick, Rachel, Michael, Edgar. Oh my Lord, I feel blessed. I feel blessed to have such a loving team. And I know that one day we will all see these girls, or we will take a trip to go and meet these young women that we have been serving. So I appreciate so much for your love and for what we have been doing. I will call it an end of our meeting today. And if there's anyone with any question, any suggestion or anything to say before we end, please go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Dr. Samuel, anything?
No, I am very grateful that I could put their face to their names, and I look forward to work with all of you in the coming days. This is just a way to get in touch with each other, but going forward, I'm sure Grace may have mentioned, I love to work. I'm a very passionate worker.
Very much.
I can give you too much pressure that you be upset, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all for the love of the children. So you'll get a lot of emails from me, a lot of text messages and WhatsApp as to the way forward, because I think that, like I said, when we see opportunities in the midst of crisis, we become strong and our strength is increased. Even the Bible reminds us in the book of Proverbs that how weak art thou if you fail in that of your adversaries. The world is going through tremendous challenges now. As believers of Christ, we are, even though we live in this world, we are not of this world. So our modus of operandi is completely different from the way the world sees the crisis. We see that differently. And so because we are hid in Christ and Christ is God, our approach will be different. And I'll come out with different strategic approaches as to how AGHF will still be successful in the midst of the crisis. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we'll be creating an email, a team email. So we'll be receiving email. We'll create a team email and a WhatsApp email, and also a group message that we have already started. So thank you so much, and let me pray as we conclude. Father, we thank you, God, for your love. Thank you for each member of the AGHF team, and I thank you for their caring heart, their loving heart, and I pray for blessings upon their families, upon their lives. Father, bless them and continue to protect them from COVID-19, Father. During this season, hard season that people have been affected, I pray that you protect them. We love you, God. We love you, Jesus, for who you are. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
God bless all of you. Good to see all of you.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you all.
You say what?
Nice to meet you all.
Yeah. Yeah, now well, hopefully one day we'll have a face-to-face now, the physical face-to-face meeting.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Oh, Ben is saying with food.
Yes.
They're coming to Atlanta.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, God bless all of you. Enjoy the rest of your mornings with your families.
Yeah, thank you.
Good weekend.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Michael and Edgar, Rachel, Ben, Guillaume, and myself, and Diane.
Bye-bye.